What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be going over the best accessories for PvP and PvE and Dekaron. Wait. We already did this, didn't we? We did this in the last video? Well, kind of. I'm stupid, so you guys made it very apparent that I did not cover everything in the last video. That is because, in my mind, I only talked about rings and necklaces, which is obviously not the only accessories there are. So actually, in this video, again, we will be going over the best accessories for PvP and PvE, but we are going to focus on bracelets, earrings, and belts in this video, whereas the other video was rings and necklaces. So if you need rings and necklaces, go to the last video. Otherwise, we will be covering bracelets, earrings, and belts in this video for Dekaron. This was upvoted 8 times, so I guess I'm the winner of the comment selection this time. But remember, if you want to see your video in the future, make sure you're subscribed. Leave a comment down in the comments section. If it gets the most likes, that'll be the next video I work on. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. Sorry for the miscommunication in the last video. I don't know what my brain was doing. For some reason, I only thought about those 2 components, but obviously there's a lot more to that. Okay, so let me get rid of this stuff, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. So, starting off with PvE earrings. The 2 best in slot, in my opinion, are the Red Monkey Earring plus 10 and the Majestic Earring, or Majestic Sapphire Earring. So the Red Monkey Earring plus 10, as you can see here, is 155 all stats, 250 VIT, which is very nice, and then you can get some other rank options as well. Again, just the all stat plus the VIT is just very strong and highly recommended. The Red Monkey Earring is obtained from the Scream Cave solo dungeon that is located in... it's not Valley Rift, it's Elenome Sanctum, and at least I think that's the name of the map, but it's a solo dungeon, level 195, and you can get Red Monkey Earrings up to +7 there, and then from there you have to upgrade them yourself. You use water R-gates, which you can purchase at any NPC. It does have a chance to fail, but the R-gates are really cheap. So you farm this, you'll probably get a +10 one eventually. Then the Majestic Sapphire Earring, 170 all stats, 9% all attack, 9% PvE damage res, 200 VIT, and some accuracy. This is definitely the king of PvE earrings. It is the best in slot PvE earring. It is quite a lot to farm, but if you do farm it, it is very good. So how do you get this earring? This earring can be crafted at Aria. We'll run up there really quick just so I can show you. And there's just a lot you have to do to get that. I don't have a full guide for it, but there is another guide on YouTube you guys can check out. Maybe I'll make a different one in the future. But the Majestic Earring can be upgraded right here, with the final upgrade again being the Majestic Sapphire Earring. You get your Majestic Earring, which is... I'm trying to remember how that's crafted. I actually don't remember off the top of my head, but... you have to make yourself some Majestic Jewels, which you get from... Oh, I shouldn't be trying to do a guide on this right now. There is a guy, I can't remember his name, but he has actually a really good guide for this on his channel. But you need these crystals, which can come from the Space of Pilgrimage solo dungeon or from the Rudine dungeon. From there, you craft the Majestic Jewels. Cardia drop in solo dungeons. Shining Cardia, Pirate Rings drop in the Karen solo dungeon or the party dungeon, and you need more of them for the next upgrade. And then with the final upgrade, you can get Death Moonstone from NPC Jack, and the Serene Sapphires drop in Elmar. Again, if you need a more detailed guide on that, maybe we'll think about doing that in the future. Okay, up next we have 2 other good PvE earrings. I just like to mention these because... they're much easier to obtain. You can purchase these in the agency from other players. They come from Valentine's Day events. It's just once a year. However, they're not very expensive. But they go together and they have a set effect. So you get a bunch of PvE res, you get damage res, and then the set effect gives you some all attack. And overall, you get like 10k HP from the candy earring, extra movement speed from the chocolate earring. Either way, these are really good. When I make a new character, I pretty much always just buy these right away because they're just a really good earring combo if you don't have the best in slot PvE earrings. Okay, Up next, this is more PvP earrings. We have the Divine Moonstar earring, the Aegis Moonstar earring, and then the Moonlight Quinns earring. I do also want to mention that Divine Moon earring is also very good for PvE as well because of the 10% all attack and 200 all stats. Also, if you need more damage, decreased resistance, the Aegis Moon can also be good in PvE situations as well. But these are all the best PvP earrings for sure. Divine Moon being the attack earring, Aegis Moon being the defense earring. Difference there is you get either all attack and PvP damage bonus, or you get damage res and abnormal stat resistance from the defensive side of that. And the last one is the Moonlight Quinns earring. Again, it's a very complicated earring to farm. I don't have a guide for that right now, but I can show you where the upgrade path is. And it is just... it's just a very, very good PvP earring. Again, 5,000 PvP attack and 17% PvP damage bonus. Just very, very strong. So let me show you where those upgrades are really quick. Those are also all at Aria. So you just go here. You go to earring. This is the moon earring. So you start all the way with the new moon earring, which drops in dead front. And then you go all the way down. And that can be used, go to your pure moon star, and then from there, you can either do the Aegis or the Divine Moon right here. So that's where those are. Angers drop in the field. Heavenly Energy drops in Shangri-La. Death Moonstones can be exchanged to NPC Jack. I think that's everything that you guys need for this earring. I will say that the final upgrade, the fail rate is pretty high, but if you keep working at it, you'll get it eventually. And then last here is the Quinns earring, and you can just follow that through and get all those. I don't currently have a guide for this. Again, we can think about it in the future. But that's where the upgrade path takes you, and it's definitely a best in slot for PvP earrings. Okay. So that was those. Up next, we're going to move on to bracelets. So these are PvE bracelets. So Immortality Jade bracelets, it's kind of a staple for characters. It gives a bunch of attack, it gives a bunch of PvE resistance, and it is just very good. You can wear 2 of them. You can put some good gem in it. Also, guys, please keep in mind that the socket options and the rank options on any of these accessories obviously vary depending on what you're doing. These are just the screenshots that I could find. So obviously your socket and your rank options can change depending on what you want. But the Immortality Jade bracelet can be upgraded to the Longevity Jade bracelet at the Coliseum solo dungeon, the NPC out there. And then from there, the Longevity Jade bracelet can be upgraded to either the Coliseum Champion bracelet or the Coliseum God of War bracelet. I do want to mention that these bracelets can also drop in the party version of the solo dungeon, the Coliseum solo dungeon. However, the drop rate is pretty low. But yeah, I mean, best in slot PvE situation is you wear 1 Coliseum Champion bracelet, you wear 1 Coliseum God of War bracelet. It has a set effect that gives you crit damage, res, and PvE resistance, and both the bracelets in general are just very good. They can be upgraded at Aria as well. You get it for, I think it's like DK proofs or something like that, but you guys can check that out if you're interested, but it's a pretty minor upgrade. The Immortality Jade bracelet, the only way to obtain that is to it's a premium item, or again, you can upgrade your bracelet to that point outside of the Coliseum solo dungeon. I guess I could run over there really quick and show that to you guys. It's, to me, the upgrade thing makes no sense. The first bracelet, sorry if I called it an earring. The first bracelet you get drops in the Norak solo dungeon. I think I have some in my inventory, actually. Yes, these blood circulation jade bracelets, and then from there, you just follow the upgrade path right here, and you can go blood circulation to cure all. Hold on, I realize that I'm covering this up right now. Blood circulation to cure all to immortality, immortality to long life, and then long life to either champion or God of War bracelet. And for any of these upgrades, you get fight tokens, then you get champion tokens, all drop here in the solo and the party dungeon. Not at a super great rate, but this is where they drop. So that is how that is farmed, and that is how that is obtained. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about PvP bracelets and belts. First to note is the Zudo or the Zudo Awakened bracelets and belts. Again, Pretty strong set effect that stacks with the Zudo or the Zudo infused weapon. And the set effects you can see at the bottom here, abnormal res cancel, movement speed, crit damage res, and additional HP. And just in general, the Zudo Bracelet just gives a bunch of attack. It gives PvP damage bonus. And it gives vitality, and then your rank options can kind of change based on what you want. You can get any elemental ones, you can get range, you can get melee, or you can get magic. You just have to roll it and try to get what you can. The belt, just a lot of PK shield, damage res, and PvP damage res, which is just very strong, getting 5% damage res and 7% PvP damage res in one belt. And again, you can get the rank option as well. You can see the one here has an additional 4% damage res, so that's actually 9% damage res along with 7% PvP damage res. That is very, very good. That's why the Zudo belt is definitely one of the best in slots for PvP. Now, where do you obtain the Zudo stuff? So the Zudo stuff is actually not insanely hard to get. Basically, you just need Seed of Dreams. Once you have Seed of Dreams, you can go to NPC Jack here in our Deca, located up here. There you can exchange for Z-Coins. And then once you have Z-Coins, you go here to Brand, the Z-Coin exchange the Z-Coins, and then you can see here that you can get an Awakened Bracelet exchange box, an Awakened Belt exchange box, or a Belt exchange box. Obviously, at this point, you want to be going for Awakened, just because Awakened is better, and then that'll be random stats every time. But that is where you get the... Zudo items. Okay. Up next, I also want to mention the Heffron belt and bracelet. This is not an attack belt or bracelet. This is definitely more defensive. This stacks with your MC3 for a set effect, giving you a bunch of defensive bonuses, crit damage res, damage res, and max HP. And then both the belt and the bracelet kind of gives some defensive stats. Obviously, the bracelet gives a little more offensive, but I do know that some people will use Heffron and Zudo in conjunction. Zudo for attacking, Heffron for tanking and blocking. I do also want to mention that the Zudo set is also pretty good, or at least the Zudo bracelet is also pretty good for PvE just because of the high attack. I can show that again. The Awakened Zudo Bracelet there again having 14% all attack and 200 vit, so it's also pretty relevant in PvE as well. Again, the Heffron set being more defensive, Zudo set being more offensive for PvP. Okay, a couple other belt options here. If you're looking for best in slot for PvE, you have the Strengthened Darkness belt. This is plus 10. This is by far best in slot PvE belt. Just there's nothing better than it. That is undeniable. It gives 15% all attack, 300 vit, 4% damage res, critical damage 10% on top of the 300 vit, 250 heal, 20% defense, guard 300, damage res 3%, movement speed 10%, and then you can brand it as well and put in whatever gems you want. It is just a monster. It is absolutely great. So that one is really good. We'll talk about how to get it in just a minute. And then I do also want to mention the V-Fun belt, which might change names at some point. I do have a guide for this on my channel. However, I don't think you can obtain it anymore, but I'm sure people are still selling them. I just like to mention it because it's a decent belt. I don't think it's very expensive. And you do get 9% all attack, 7% damage res, and you can get some PvP damage res, critical resistance, max PK shield as well. It's a decent belt. Unfortunately, since it's level 1, the brands on it are going to be garbage, but, you know, when you're starting off, it's not terrible. I don't have a picture of it here as well, but also the Wedding belt plus 10. That belt is also pretty good in PvE, and you can't obtain it anymore, but people are still selling them, and that one also gives Vit and all attack and can be pretty good. So, the Strengthened Darkness belt comes from the Gold Dragon Scale belt. So, and all those upgrades are up here. Now, the Gold Dragon Scale belt is obtained through fishing or through what are these things called? I gotta find them. Fishing or, well, actually just fishing in general. Or Golden Dragon Spirit Shards. Now, you get the Gold Dragon Spirit Shards. You can get those from fishing. You can also get them from random dungeons. They're kind of a rare drop. They're also randomly sold in premium things, but in general, people get it from fishing. And then once you have that belt, you can go here and you can exchange the belt. And then, so you start with the gold dragon scale belt, you upgrade it to the refined, and then from the refined, you can upgrade it to the darkness, or you can upgrade it to the aquatic or the igneous. I don't really see people using the aquatic or the igneous for any reason. However, they are options as well. The igneous having damage res, and the aquatic having, or sorry, the NPC consumption on this guy, and then critical rate on this guy, but most people I see are just using the darkness belt because it's more of a PVE belt anyway. But that's where all the upgrades take place. Everything you get from upgrading, you get from fishing. Again, you come down here, you do fishing. The only way to do this really, this isn't really a guide on this, but this is where you exchange for everything that you need for that belt. You do have to use a premium rod in order for this to work, so that means you have to buy a premium timed rod in the D shop. So this is one of those things. I think it takes a couple months in order to do it, but you have to have a premium rod that entire time, so you do end up spending money. Personally, I am just happy with the gold dragon scale belt. It's not quite as good, obviously, as the darkness belt, but it is still a very strong PvE belt, and a lot of people have been selling them recently, so they're not really that hard to get. Anyway, yep, so that is that. I mentioned the V-Fund belt. Again, it's also a good option that you can purchase from other players, not currently obtainable. And then I have a couple honorable mentions at the end here. The Tristy Armlet +9. This thing has been a tried and true solid bracelet for a long time. 7% all attack, 20% critical damage, 90 attack stats, extra healing effect, and then decent. And you can brand it being level 170. This is a great way to try to max out your VIT. If you don't have your VIT maxed out, the extra 20% critical damage is good. You can wear up to 2 of these. Obviously, you don't get any defensive stats, but in general, they are pretty good. And you get that by farming the Tristy Armlet pieces. They drop in most of the solo dungeons. And then once you have those... I actually wonder if it's still over here. You used to come and you used to exchange it at an NPC over here. I don't think I can... Yeah, I can't do it on this account because you only do it once per account. But you come here and you have an option to exchange the Tristy Armlet right here. But yeah, that's a pretty good accessory just with the 20% all attack. The other one I want to mention is the DK Guardian earrings, which you get from doing DK Square, which I don't really see anyone doing anymore. But that upgrade path is in here. Earring, it's called the Guardian earrings. So you start from the DK marble earrings, which I'm pretty sure you get over here, and then you just need the Guardian proofs, and then you do the proofs, and then you upgrade them all the way down. I believe the base earring comes from the accessory exchange here. Yeah, DK marble earrings, you need 20 proofs to get the first one right here. And I think you can still get proofs from doing DK quests. I'm not sure that's how it used to be. But I do like to mention that earring just because it does give 220 VIT when it's maxed out, which even from a PvE or PvP situation is pretty good. And then the 5% PvP damage res is also pretty good. So definitely an earring that you should think about. Anyway, this was a longer one. That was a lot to cover. I hope you guys found it helpful. I'm sure I missed some stuff, so anything else that I missed, go ahead and just leave that in the comments for other people to see. Sorry I didn't fully cover this in the first video. For some reason, when I thought accessories, I just thought these 4 slots right here, and I did not think about earrings, belts, or bracelets, so I apologize for that, but hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Anyway, questions, suggestions, as always, you can leave them in the comments. If you want to see your suggestion as the next video, make sure you're subscribed. If it gets the most likes, it'll be the next video I work on. Yeah, I'm going to cut this because this video is going way too long. You guys have a good one. Peace.